Hello everyone, I know it's been a while, but welcome back to another video. Last time we left off with the whole, tuning exams. Hiruzen's alive, Orochimaru doesn't get Sasuke, and, yeah. Because the third Hokage was getting up in years, we're gonna say he finally decides to get a new, Hokage. And he originally does ask Jiraiya, but you know Jiraiya, he's not the type of person to say yes to that. So he suggests someone else, which we all know as Tsunade, the weakest of the Sannin, and probably the weakest Hokage, if I'm being honest. So yeah. Anyway, Naruto and Jiraiya set off. During this time, Jiraiya does introduce Naruto to the idea of the Rasengan. But he asked how can he use it in a prank, which surprises Jiraiya, and Jiraiya says it's not for pranking, it's for fighting. Naruto says then, I'm not interested. Teach me something I can use in a prank. They haven't left the village at this point. This is right before. So Jiraiya says, hold on, give me a minute. And then he leaves, and he comes back within 10 minutes. With a bag. This bag contains a kunai. To be more exact, this kunai. The same kunai the fourth Hokage used, otherwise known as Naruto's, dad. We didn't know that. Anyway. So he also has a scroll explaining, not the scroll sealing, but a copy of that in particular jutsu. So yeah. Anyway, Naruto goes to the hotel. He does practice with the jutsu. He has an imperfect version, like version 1, so it takes a lot of chakra, so he can do it 5 times a day, which isn't bad, but it isn't good. It's good compared to other people, but it's not good compared to Minato. Anyway, Naruto's in his hotel room, and he hears a knock at the door. Thinking it's a Jiraiya, he performs the water-style water drop jutsu, which creates a ball of water above the door, and it'll fall on whoever, whenever he releases it, it falls, making the person wet. But he also decides to do a lightning paralysis seal. He throws it on the floor and perfectly covers it up. He then yells, "Come in," and Kisame and Itachi walk in. Kisame is the one who is hit with water and then electrocuted. It does a bit of damage, but nothing that is notable, really. He does get pretty mad at the kid, though, when Naruto's is laughing, and then asks who they are. They then say they need him to come with them, and Naruto says okay and walks up to him. And then he performs a few hand signs. And he does the sexy harem jutsu. I don't think this would work on Itachi, if I'm being frankly honest, because Itachi, he's pretty cold. I mean, the whole reason he killed his clan and yada yada was to prevent a civil war, so he's a good person, but I don't see him really taking that big of interest into girls, excluding his old girlfriend, but, so the only one who's hit by this really is Kisame, which Naruto's kind of impressed that Itachi isn't a pervert, which sounds kind of bad, actually. So yeah, Naruto then says goodbye and jumps out a window. Kisame and Itachi follow him, and they run into the woods thinking that he went in there. Little do they know, he just jumped onto the roof of the building. And he's pretty good at hiding, so he decides to go inform Jiraiya. But before he can make any progress, he decides to go back in and grab his ninja tools and stuff, just in case the fight does break out and he gets involved. He runs into Sasuke, and Sasuke says, there's someone coming for you, his name's Itachi, he killed my entire clan, he's also my older brother. Naruto says, I just had a run-in with him, actually. This freaks Sasuke out. I don't have an image because this was just done really quickly, not gonna lie. Anyway, so Sasuke says, wait, you just had a run on them? Where are they? Naruto says, hard to explain. Let's go find Jiraiya so he can help us out. Sasuke nods yes. Sorry, I kicked my desk so sorry about that. It made some weird noise for the phone, which is what I used to record. So yeah. Anyway, so they find Jiraiya. He has an unconscious girl, which immediately gives Naruto and Sasuke the wrong impression because they don't know she was under a genjutsu. But it seems very suspicious. A grown man, white hair, who's known to be a pretty big pervert, holding an unconscious girl. It doesn't really seem that good. But Naruto says we'll talk about this later, and he tells her that two people in black and red cloaks just came to our hotel room, and I led them off into the forest. Well, they're in the forest right now. So all three of them go into the forest. Jiraiya faces Kisame, Naruto and Sasuke face Itachi. Itachi puts he tries putting Naruto and Sasuke under a genjutsu. Sasuke, having the Sharingan, is able to see through this, but Naruto just breaks it instantly. We're gonna say Naruto has a bit of, I think it's OCD, which means an extreme fear of genjutsus. So he instantly goes serious mode. So yeah, serious mode does increase his chakra, by the way, because it also kind of links him with Kurama a bit, because in this mode Kurama likes him a lot more because he's a lot more serious and not so much of a just messing around. But yeah, so Naruto quickly performs the water suffocation jutsu, and Itachi bursts into crows. Seeing this, Naruto quickly throws out a bunch of kunais, like all of them, which is around, we're gonna say 100 because why not? And each one's marked with the Flying Thunder God. That's also something he was working on while in the hotel room, and he barely finished, so yeah. He then says combo G2, Flying Thunder God Storm, which basically him teleporting to a bunch of the Thunder God's kunai and repeatedly hitting Itachi. Which, here's something that's quite interesting. If you didn't know this, the whole reason the Flying Thunder God was developed, it wasn't to help move around fast. That is an asset of it, but it was mainly made to trick the Sharingan, because, well, typically they just don't pay too much attention to kunai or something like that, and it moves them so fast the Sharingan can't keep up, because it is literally teleporting. There's not much faster than that. So yeah, this catches Itachi and even Sasuke a decent bit off guard. Sasuke performs a fireball jutsu, trying to hit Itachi. Itachi bursts into crows. He did get hit by Naruto's jutsu, but the fireball didn't really take. So yeah. Then Itachi tries putting them under a stronger genjutsu. When I say stronger, I mean like a pretty high level genjutsu. Naruto is hit in it, but he does break out very quickly. But when he looks at his Itachi, his eyes have changed. He is in the One-Tail's cloak, which means not good for anyone. Actually, no, we're gonna say he goes to Four Tails, but not to the one where he starts losing skin. He just has four tails and he's standing upright. But he has control over this, because I believe I've said he can go to Four Tails. If not, we're gonna say I did. Yes. Anyway, he then charges at Itachi. He's not winning by any means, but he's doing very good. He then does Lightning Pierce Blade, trying to cut Itachi. And then he does the Flying Thunder God Storm again. And then he does another collaboration jutsu, well, combo jutsu with this, which if I don't think I explained, is just combining two jutsus. For the Flying Thunder God Storm, it's literally just Flying Thunder God and Flying Kunai Storm. So yeah. This one is Water Assassination Suffocation, which is him suffocating with water and then using water assassination to basically kind of teleport. turn into water and reappear somewhere while slicing Itachi. Itachi's hurt pretty badly from this, so he says enough and activates his armored Susanoo, which means everyone is pretty not too happy about this. Jiraiya's seen this. He wonders if he should help Naruto and Sasuke, so he tries to defeat Kisame quickly, but Kisame is a pretty strong opponent. I'm not saying Jiraiya's weak, but they're pretty stalemated right now. Naruto performs the summoning jutsu, summoning the 3 giant frogs that Jiraiya used against Orochimaru. So yeah, these 3 frogs attack Itachi, and Itachi quickly dispels all 3 of them, because the Susanoo is pretty strong and a lot better than a bunch of frogs would be. So because of this, there is one weak spot in the Susanoo, because, well, in this version of the Susanoo, I don't think it's in the perfect. It's definitely not in the perfect Susanoo, but underneath it. So we're gonna say Naruto does water, basically in the ground, and shoots up a water style, kind of like his water mouth flower jutsu, except it's from the ground, and it hits Itachi, similar names, in the eye, and kind of makes him close his eyes, which I don't think it's how the Susanoo works, but we're going to say it is, because Susanoo's pretty broken, so let's give it at least a weakness in the series. So yeah, when you close your eyes, so we're going to say the Susanoo disappears, and Naruto uses Flying Thunder God with a kunai that he grabbed from the ground, and he basically hits Itachi with a lightning pierce blade, not killing him, but making it to where him and Kisame have to leave. Kisame is actually losing to Jiraiya, so he's about to bust out this, like, I kind of want to say Sage Mode type thing, where him and Samehada merge into one, but we're going to say he doesn't, because it hurt Itachi's chances of winning his fight as well. So Sasuke, we're going to say the higher level genjutsu did knock him out, and Jiraiya and Kisame have been going back and forth. Jiraiya could be doing better if he were in Sage Mode, but he didn't have enough time, so yeah. Let's go to Tsunade and Shizune. So they're walking, after they find out they're not in this town, they go to the next one over. Sasuke goes back to the village, and yeah. Anyway, Naruto runs into, Naruto and Jiraiya decide to stop into a restaurant to get something to eat, and for Jiraiya to get something to drink, if you know what I mean, beer, or alcohol, whichever one. Anyway, so they see these two. We're gonna say Naruto sensed them, but he wasn't sure if it was them, because he knew Tsunade would have a high chakra, but her chakra, I don't think it's that big, actually, because most of her jutsus are more concealed chakra, and she has pretty good chakra control. Example, her fighting style is based around chakra control, and the 100 healing arts is literally all about chakra control. Same with all healing ninjutsus, which is why Sakura had such an easy time picking it up. She was a prodigy in chakra control, which gave her an affinity for genjutsu, but also made her pretty talented in medical, so that's, I guess, an advantage for her. But from everything I know, Tsunade doesn't have the big chakra signature, but it's above average. But Naruto expected it to be around Jiraiya's, which it's probably not. So yeah. Anyway, they go in there and they start talking, and Naruto, Tsunade disses the Hokage, and Naruto says you shouldn't diss the Hokage. He's pretty fun to pull pranks on. Tsunade gets a bit confused by this and asks who the brat is. Jiraiya says his name is Naruto Uzumaki. But right before Tsunade says something, he says, or you can call me Naruto Namikaze. Kind of surprising Jiraiya, because, like I said, Naruto's smart. He just wanted to know when people are going to say, hey dude, your dad stuff with Hokage. Just so you know. But like, no one ever told him, so he's like, F it. I'm gonna start saying that he's my dad now. So yeah. This surprises everyone, and Jiraiya asks, how'd you figure it out? Naruto said, I'm not blind. He then explained that him and the fourth Hokage look similar, and the only Uzumaki in the village that he could find out within the last, 20 years, so before the Nine Tails attack, was an Uzumaki named Kushina. He says he assumes that's his mother, because there are no birth records for him in the village, outside of, yes, and not so much. Anyway, so yeah. He then explains, Tsunade's pretty impressed by this kid, and asks why Jiraiya wants her to come back to the village. He says the third Hokage, he's getting too old for it, and we need someone to take in. I have a spy network I need to keep up with, and yeah. So, eventually, Naruto says, what if I can beat you in a fight, old lady? This does make Tsunade mad because she is drunk, and, well, yeah. She doesn't like being called old, as most old people don't. So, yeah. Anyway, so Naruto and Tsunade go to spar. Well, fight. Tsunade says all she'll need is one finger. Naruto says, okay, if that's what you think. He then performs the lightning-style lightning stream and stomps on the ground, paralyzing Tsunade for a few seconds. He then runs up to her and hits her in both of her shoulders and 2 pressure points, infusing her with his chakra, and then he jumps back. Tsunade asks, why didn't you just punch me in the stomach? Naruto says, I thought you were supposed to be some good medical ninjutsu. Looks like the rumors were wrong. Oh well. Tsunade says, what do you mean by that? Naruto says, the points I just hit on your body, the pressure points, that make it to where it's hard to control your chakra. Tsunade says, you must be pretty good at medical ninjutsu yourself. Well, Naruto says, never really picked it up myself, but hey, you never know. And then he charges at Tsunade, grabbing a kunai and throwing it right by her head. She just says, I guess you have bad aim, kid. Naruto teleports and kicks her in the face, then jumps back, and they get into basically, they both are, I don't know how to explain this. They're kind of like holding hands, but they're pushing against each other. Sounds kind of weird, but you know. They're both, their hands are around their shoulders, and they're trying to use brute force to push the other one backwards. That's the best I can explain it. I can't think of really any examples right now, so sorry about that. But Naruto opens his mouth and does the mouth flower water jutsu, which I'm pretty sure I already explained is just the flower in his mouth that just shoots water into their eyes, which kind of makes her close them and lose focus. Naruto throws her over her shoulder and hits her in 3 more pressure points, and then holds a kunai to her throat and says, I win, with a smile on his face. He then puts the kunai up and helps her up. Then he says, so I guess you're going to be our next Hokage. And then they say they'll head out tomorrow. So before Tsunade and Shizune go back to their apartment, Naruto says, hey Jiraiya, because we're going to say Naruto knows about the whole Tsunade almost killing Jiraiya once when he was peeping in the back. So he figures he has to. He really has to. He says, Jiraiya, do you promise not to knock any more girls out on the way home, back to the village? Tsunade hearing this and asks Naruto, what's he mean? Naruto says, a while back, me and a friend of mine were attacked. He was telling us about some people, the Akatsuki, One of them known as Itachi and the other one Kisame. Uh, yeah, we're gonna say Tsunade knows who they are, so because why not? Because she probably reads the beginning of the book occasionally at least to know who to stay away from. So yeah. Anyway, he says while we were looking for him, we found him, and he had an unconscious girl in his arms, and he was right next to right next to an adult hotel. Tsunade, hearing this, is pretty mad at Jiraiya, as most people would be if their friend, had an unconscious girl in their arms and was right next to an adult hotel. Jiraiya says, "It's not like that, let me explain." Naruto's smiling and waves, and he just walks back to the hotel they're staying in now. Anyway, so Jiraiya does get hurt pretty badly, and Tsunade asks Naruto where he picked up medical ninjutsu. Naruto says, "Well, since you asked, when I was around, I don't remember how old I said, we're going to say I said 5 because I can't remember the age for the life of me. I was kidnapped I was in the forest training because I wanted to become Hokage. Well, at the time anyway. I don't really now, but but I was kidnapped. I was locked in a basement a decent way away, a decent bit out of the village, and there was a Hyuga girl, a medical ninja, and a guy who used... Wait, no, the guy was the medic and the girl was the genjutsu user. Yeah. Anyway, and they tortured me for 2 months. The guy did mental. No, wait. The guy did physical, and the girl did mental. Tsunade's kind of surprised and says, "So how'd you learn medical?" "Well, learn so much about the body." Naruto says they use points like those which I used, that I used on you, to make it to where I couldn't use chakra to break out. They also had a seal on my head so the Kyuubi's chakra didn't leak out and let me break free and, kill him. So yeah, Tsunade's kind of pretty mad at this and asks what happened to the people. Naruto says he would end up getting saved by Anbu, and last he knew they were in jail. He's talking pretty calmly, and Tsunade, surprising Naruto, gives him a hug, which Naruto kind of tries to jump back from, not knowing what it was. And Tsunade says, "You poor kid, it's terrible what you've gone through, yada yada." Naruto says that it's not just that, a bunch of the villagers try and kill him quite regularly. Well, before he became a genin. So yeah, Tsunade, she's not too happy about going back to the village, but she does now. She plans to change it to where Naruto isn't attacked anymore. So yeah. Anyway, so they're back in the village. So this part is filler from this point on. It won't have any relevance in the story really, and it'll be very short, so you won't be missing out on much. So if you don't want to watch the rest of it, you don't have to. Just figured I'd say something now. So yeah, let's get into the part 2. It's the next day, and Tsunade had just gotten Konohamaru out of the Hokage. Actually, wait, that wouldn't happen this time. Huh. Tsunade just gotten her office settled in. Naruto decides to do a prank. Because new Hokage, you gotta pull a prank on him. Because, of course you do. So he sneaks in there, and he sees Tsunade. Well, he doesn't really sneak, he knocks on the door and asks to come in. We're gonna say he's being very formal, and tells Tsunade that he has something to show her. Tsunade, thinking maybe one of the villagers attacked her, and he wants him to heal her, her to heal him. She says sure. Naruto does the reverse sexy harem jutsu. This is the only image I could find since he literally used it once, but it was very effective against the god level threat. And Tsunade gets a bloody nose, and she hits her head on the desk. She gets mad at Naruto, and when I say mad, she looks like she wants to kill him. Naruto then says bye, and he uses the Flying Thunder God to get out of there. Tsunade sends two Anbu to apprehend him and bring him to her. So they eventually catch him. They don't hurt him because she's mad, but when Naruto gets there, he asks, well, she says, when you said the jutsu's name, you said reverse harem jutsu. Does that mean you have a female version? Naruto says, yeah, that's one of the main reasons how I got the pervy sage to train me. Tsunade says, thank you for telling me, and then says, for the next week, well, actually, for the next 2 days, since, let's give him a month, actually. For the next month, you will only be able to do D-rank missions. Naruto says, no, please, and he kind of starts begging, and then she says, if you see Jiraiya, tell him I want to see him. Naruto runs into Jiraiya while he's going to get some food, and he's looking all depressed. He goes to Ichiraku Ramen and tells Jiraiya, Tsunade wants to see you. Jiraiya says, what did I do this time, or what'd you tell her? Naruto says, I didn't tell her anything too bad, I just pulled a little prank on her. And then she asked me where I got the jutsu. Naruto explains that he did the reverse sexy harem jutsu on Tsunade and Shizune. Shizune was pretty mad too, but, you know, she didn't really do anything. She just had a bloody nose and kind of unconscious on the floor. So yeah. Anyway, and then he says that I told, well, then he explains that Tsunade asked if there was just a regular version of that, and Naruto says, yeah. And then he says that's the only reason that he really trained me in the first place. Jiraiya, hearing this, decides that I'm gonna hide out for the next month, so I don't die, cause yeah, it's gonna hurt him. But in this timeline, I'm thinking about something. I might not kill Jiraiya off, cause he does die in canon, but him and Tsunade having a kid, although they're pretty old, it wouldn't be a bad thing. So leave in the comments if you want that to happen. We're just gonna say Jiraiya learns perfect Sage mode and is able to get out of there if you go down that route. If not, the events with Pain are basically the same. And one more thing, I know I haven't been uploading consistently. It's probably not going to. I'm probably gonna do less of the images in the backgrounds unless you guys want me to keep doing these. So yeah. Also, after this series, I have another series in mind, but after that one, I was wondering if you guys would mind me doing something different, or you'd want me to, like a different type of what if, like My Hero Academy, or I don't know too much about Dragon Ball. I've watched it, and I know a decent bit, but I'm not like obsessed with the show. So I'd probably have to finish off Super, because it's pretty hard for me to stand still, so yeah. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, if you watched to this point, because like I said, this is just filler. It won't play any importance in the story. It's just Naruto doing another prank. We might even rush Hinata's relationship with Naruto just a bit. So yeah. They won't be having kids at this age, but they might have it a bit sooner. So yeah. I hope you all enjoyed once again, and leave comments and, well, leave a comment saying what you want to happen, if you want me to do different types of what ifs, or if you just want me to stick to Naruto. If you want more images, or if you want me to do less, because last time I'd be able to put more videos out sooner, and, you know, it might be easier. But, you know, if you guys prefer this, just say so, and I'll keep doing this. So yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed. Third time I said that, that will probably be the last one. Bye.